last callers, last chancers, 9-to-5ers, truckers, dancers, couple Chucks, Earns, and Chandlers with a whole lot of prayers unanswered. Whiskey by noon and beer before that. Southbound train on a hellbound track. Might just put 2 middle fingers up and throw one back. For all the people who ain't never felt at home, spinning on a rock and getting stoned. Yeah, this one's for the losers, the outcasts and the sinners. There ain't never been no winners. Let's hear it for the losers. Ain't got nowhere to fit in. There's a place you can always get in. You might be lonely, but you're never alone. You're right here where you're supposed to be. Right here with all the losers, the ones like you and the ones like me. My therapist is a good bartender. Heartbreakers and 2-month benders. Bad times that we can't forget and good times that we won't remember. Raise them up when we hear a sad song. Love the cry of a steel guitar. No way to change the way we are. This one's for the losers, the outcasts and the sinners. They ain't never been no winners. Let's hear it for the losers. Ain't got nowhere to fit in. There's a place you can always get in. You might be lonely, but you're never alone. You're right here where you're supposed to be. Right here with all the losers, the ones like you and the ones like me. If you're living like you got nothing to lose, there's a spot for you beside me on this stool. Come kick it with the losers, the outcasts and the sinners. There ain't never been no winners. Let's hear it for the losers. Ain't got nowhere to fit in. There's a place you can always get in. You might be lonely, but you're never alone. You're right here where you're supposed to be. Right here with all the losers, like you and the ones like me. The ones like you and the ones like me.
Welcome to episode number 8, I believe this is. Something like that.
Oh, shit, we're starting already?
Yeah, it's time to start. Time to wake up.
I mean, I figured since Cowboy there took some PTO time, I'd catch a nap.
Yeah, all these employees over here taking PTO. I didn't even know we've been doing this long enough to occur PTO time yet.
Honestly, I didn't either. Sorry, I just came in from being off the road, so
Yeah.
my voice is a little
It was
rasped.
this was gonna be one of those episodes that it was either not gonna happen at all, or it was gonna happen by the grace of
Oh, it was going to
the
happen
wind
somehow.
and-
I was already determined if I had to come in here and figure out how to do this myself, something was going to happen.
Well, we made it happen. We're a few days early. It's Thursday, but at least we'll get the fix out there for
Yep.
our followers. Hopefully, I don't know if anybody's in here yet or not, but we will find out.
If you are, or if you're going to watch this later on, as you can see, Cowboy isn't here.
Yeah, we got one on Rumble and one on Twitch. It looks like so.
Yeah, Cowboy's not here. He had some stuff he had to take care of before he goes out of town this weekend, which is why we're doing this on Thursday, because he's going out of town tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be gone for the weekend, so.
Yeah, so we're.
And I don't know if I'm working, so we all may be out of town this weekend.
Yeah, who knows? We're pushing through though. We want to make sure we bring y'all something this week.
Something.
So, we don't know what the show's gonna kind of entail, but it could be a little 20-30 minute show. Could be an hour. I don't know. I highly doubt we go 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
The comedy's not here.
Yeah, we're definitely missing the comedy factor over there.
I mean,
but
it already seems wrong not having the yee.
yee. I'll
It ain't
fill
the
in
same.
for him.
It's not the same.
But as usual, I am Kyle, and I'm joined by the other host over there.
I'm Dale.
aka Outlaw. And
This is Cowboy
yeah,
for today.
this is the spirit of Cowboy. The microphone is dressed in the cowboy hat, so
You know, I figured, like, way back in the day when I saw Leonard Skinner, you know, his uh, I forgot names now. Ronnie Van Zant put a hat on the mic for his brother. It seemed fitting.
yeah. So
He's not here, so he's not dead.
yeah, he's very much
He's very much alive.
He's at home.
Yeah, he just had a lot of things
Yeah,
to
he's
do.
just
But yeah,
you
so
know how it is when you're going out of town and you got
all kinds
two
of things to
kids
do.
and a house to get in order and everything.
And a job.
Yeah, it makes it a kind of jam packed. So
Yep.
that's why Cowboy Hat's filling in for Cowboy on the mic over there. Just not gonna have any commentary. You are gonna be seeing a new little thing we got here. Got a second camera this week, thanks to Outlaw over there. We added that so that way whenever we're doing some close-up shots, like for instance, if you are joining us, please grab you a Gar if you have one and let's light it up for this episode and enjoy it while we kind of discuss everything. But like I'll show you here, I'm going to be smoking the Edge A10 by Rocky Patel this week. So we got this camera, so that way I can do this.
Yeah, this camera idea, we had talked about a second camera angle. For I know at least the last 4 or 5 episodes. Getting home, I think it was last weekend, my daughter had actually brought up the idea, hey, you know, we'd like to actually see what you guys are smoking and see the artwork on the bands and all that stuff. And I was like, you know, we've been talking about it, but it's definitely a good idea. So with our thoughts, her idea, went ahead, we got another camera.
And I'll be toggling back and forth between these, of course, throughout the show, so that way we get to incorporate more than one angle than just the boring old single angle. But yeah, I picked this up this week at the local B&M, the barber pole. I've been wanting to try one. I've seen a lot of people talking about barber poles lately, so I was like, you know what? I want to give it a shot. And then I'll show you over here if you want to pass me yours.
I'm just to talk about yours for a second. I mean, I've seen those.
There's
like
a few
Cigars International. I've
There's
seen
a
them
few
online.
different. There isn't very many. I want to say there's only like 2 or 3
Right.
different barber poles that I've seen. I haven't seen a whole lot of
I'm
them.
curious to see how it smokes and what you think of the taste and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm curious too because you're mixing the multiple wrappers together. So
Right.
I don't remember what it said the flavor profile was of this one, but I really don't care. I'm just gonna smoke it and
smoke it anyway.
see if I like it.
I'll be smoking The Last Call by AJ Fernandez.
And because he came in off of the road.
Yeah, I
He
came
didn't-
in from Fort Worth, so he asked me if I had a stick with me. I was like, no.
So I pulled one of the old faithful last calls out. Everybody seems to like that one so far, but I'll go ahead
We'll
and
let you take a look at this
I'll
one.
bring this one up so that way you can see it. Good old last call. So white bands are a little more difficult to see, but yeah, so we'll be bouncing back and forth on the show between that camera and this camera. But I'm gonna go ahead and get mine cut and
I don't know if I'm gonna
lit
hole
up.
punch it or cut it.
I think I'm gonna go for the hole punch this time just to see.
I haven't done one like that. I always cut. I'm gonna try a hole punch.
Monday I smoked one of my fathers and normally I hole punch those and I completely forgot to hole punch it and I just cut the end off. And I definitely prefer the hole punch on those bigger ones for sure.
Well, it's hell being old. I can't see jack. Okay, I guess it did work.
Go ahead and get this fired up. Definitely have a feeling that my cigar is going to be longer than the episode.
Probably.
But yeah, we have some stuff to get into this week. So, uh, we do have. I was just kind of researching like some cigar history. I'm not gonna dive too deep into it because Cowboy's not here, but I did find an interesting thing of like basically the origins of cigars. I'll mention that. Unfortunately, there is not a Florida headline. I could not find anything that just really stuck out this week.
Yeah, you totally disappointed me with that one when I walked in and you were like, I have nothing from Florida. I was like, how is that possible? There's always shit going down in Florida. I'll tell you what, this was an easy light. I mean, it lit right up.
That was different right off the bat. What was that?
I don't know. I don't have your talent.
That was a different flavor note than I've gotten right off the light before.
This one's definitely different from anything I've smoked so far. Last several months.
That one's one of I really enjoy that one for a quick smoke. It's got some good flavors, and like I said,
I'm not usually the dark wrapper.
That was one thing I was going to ask you. I was kind of just thinking today, I was like, it'd be a good question to ask you would be, when it comes to cigars, do you find yourself leaning to a certain direction? Do you like the lighter wrappers, the darker wrappers?
Usually I'm a blonde guy. Because
for me, I like the darker wrappers. The darker, oily wrappers to me just have more flavor.
Yeah, the darker to me, I mean, I don't know. I don't like a harsh smoke. I want something that leans closer to the medium to mild. But for a dark wrap, this one is actually pretty mellow. I mean, it's probably between the light and the medium. Whereas most dark that I've smoked thus far tend to be more toward I can't even think of the word. I'm work brain dead. Well, not the medium, but a little bit more harsh.
So you're not like a bold?
A bold, yes. That's the word.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of bold to save my life.
I've figured out going down my cigar journey, I just like those bold flavors that the Maduro wrappers give.
Right.
Yeah, and so I lean more towards the Maduro wrappers.
I guess the lighter color wrappers are more of the Connecticut's and stuff like that. Which to me, I mean, so far, pepper is the only thing I can pick up out of anything. I've not hit these lattes, the vanilla beans,
So far,
I'm not
so far, like in my palate experience, I've been able to pull out the peppers. That's probably the very first thing that any cigar smoker is gonna come across. They're gonna find the peppers first, strictly because pepper is more not so much a taste. You're gonna feel the pepper. I think I want to say the black.
I can do both.
The black peppers, you're going to feel it on your tongues. The white pepper, you're going to feel in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be kind of like to me, in my opinion, that's going to be the first note that anybody is going to pick up in cigars. Is just the pepper.
I'm definitely tasting something different in this one that I haven't tasted in any of the other ones.
And then for me, like the other flavor, like baking chocolates, not like a sweet chocolate, but like
almost like the dark chocolate.
Like a dark bittery.
Semi-sweet.
A bittery type of chocolate flavor I've picked up, and some graham cracker and baking flavors. But
why am I not picking up on that stuff?
I think it's not, but for me, it's not even every time. Like I can literally, I've smoked 4 of those, and out of the 4 of those cigars I've smoked, I've gotten flavor notes out of 2 of them, and then 2 of them I haven't. So I think it's kind of whatever is going on with my palate at the time that I'm smoking
Right.
determines if I pick up any notes or not, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I don't know if it's like that for everybody. If you happen to be a cigar smoker and you're coming across this, you can maybe chime in. When it comes to picking up notes in cigars, is it something that you find yourself able to pick it up every time, or not so much every time, just maybe every once in a while? That's definitely something I would.
And
I mean, because
I've wondered if maybe a lot of it's got to do with because I'm a cigarette smoker.
and
You know, all the way to Fort Worth, I've smoked probably close to a pack of cigarettes. On the way back, probably at least 3/4 of a pack of cigarettes. So, I mean,
and I have heard or seen like people make comments that if they smoke cigarettes or whatever, it's harder for them to pick up the notes because.
and I can see that because it changes the flavor of of drinks, food. Now, in the years that I've quit for 3 to 5 years at a time or whatever, when your palate actually comes back and you can actually taste food the way you're supposed to taste it, it's crazy. But it's like I said, I think with cigars it's probably along the same lines. I'm not going to pick up as much as like Kevin. Kevin's not a smoker. He's a vapor, but you're still not getting all the nicotine and the chemicals coating your tongue and everything. And where all you do is smoke cigars, you don't smoke cigarettes or anything else.
Yeah, I don't have any knowledge when it comes to cigarettes. So,
but I mean, it definitely it'll kill your taste buds for sure.
this one's. I'm getting a sweet profile. I don't know if I can necessarily hammer it down to like a certain profile. I'm just getting a sweetness in the burn, not in the wrapper. It's strictly in the tobacco.
And I could even partially inhale that one, which is just crazy to me with a dark wrapper.
Like I said,
it's just a mellow.
What led me to that one was I was looking it up, and a lot of that one comes up as a very close rendition of a Cuban cigar, but it's also like one of the really budget friendly ones too.
Right.
And so that's what kind of made me want to try it. But yeah, it's a smooth smoke, and it tastes good too. I mean, I like them.
I have to invest in some of those.
It's definitely one
I've heard you talk about them, but
it's definitely one that I'm going to keep in the humidor for sure.
Right.
I'm going to have to every month or two. I'm going to probably have to get
How
on.
long has this one been in there?
I think that one's been in there probably 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Something like that. And I think I still have like four left out of that order. 3 or 4. So I'll have to start watching my cigar bid again and see if I can come across another auction of those. Because that was the way to go. I paid $3.50 a stick on cigar bid versus I think it was $6 something a piece on a regular cigar site. So
that's not bad at all.
But let me see here. I do have some. I'm just going to touch on this right here because this is something I found fascinating, and we can kind of dive more into it when Cowboy's here. But
okay,
when I was looking into the history of cigars, I didn't know exactly how far back cigars actually have been documented. So if you had an idea,
with you saying cigar history, it just happened to click in my head. You know what your Aunt Michelle got me for Christmas?
A cigar history book?
Cigar Bible.
Cigar Bible. I'm sure this is probably...
I'm going to have to bring it over so we can all look at it.
But if you had to take a guess, what do you think the earliest rendition of, not necessarily a modern cigar, but just a cigar in general, if you had to take a guess?
Cigar, not a peace pipe or anything like that.
Yeah, no, just a cigar.
I have no idea. I'd have to I don't know. Let's go with medieval times, Vikings. That's. I don't know. I could see them smoking shit.
I don't remember from my history days like when they
I
what
sucked at history.
what years were the medieval times, but oddly enough, the cigar itself dates back to the Mayans, who grew tobacco for medical purposes in 2500 BC.
A long time ago.
They also used to snuff and smoke it. During the Age of Discovery, i.e. Christopher Columbus time frame, that's when more of your modern style of cigars started transitioning. In the Age of Discovery, great explorers such as Christopher Columbus, who discovered tobacco in 1492 in the small island of the Lesser Antilles off the coast of Venezuela, and then in turn ended up importing it back to Europe. And he found it with the Indians and the tribes in those small islands. And actually, the nature, they actually rolled it in what kind of fit somewhat of like a modern day tobacco. They rolled it into a tube like a regular cigar. And it says here that they would inhale the smoke and the cigar itself. And the Spanish translation became tobacco, whereas the Portuguese name was Tobago, I think is I guess how you pronounce it. So yeah, so the modern day cigars that we know today really didn't take form, and from what I can find in my research, until about the 18th century. Before then, it was real crude. And I remember I was telling you around Columbus Day when they were talking about it online, what they did, how Christopher Columbus was introduced to it was because the tribes who were smoking them were doing it as also like a ways they would blow their smoke. I forget exactly, but they would blow their smoke to the heavens for their wishes or something like that. If I remember right, I'd have to pull up the exact history on it, but yeah, that's kind of what they used it for.
More of a
spiritual thing.
Spiritual connection.
Yeah, so it's been throughout its time. It's been used from medicinal to spiritual to relaxation.
You said it went as far back as the Mayans?
Yeah, the earliest rendition of cigar smoking that they can find is 2500 BC with the Mayans.
And they did a lot of stuff for spiritual reasons. Mayans did, because they were all about the stars and all that stuff. Yeah, I could see that.
I saw you make a face. Did you get something?
Yep, don't know what it was.
But
when I did through the nose and all that.
The retrohale?
Yeah, it was definitely a different flavor.
The retrohale completely changes the entire experience. I'm still working on the retrohale because it still burns like hell to me. But
I'm not a cigarette smoker.
Yeah, but
I'll take 4 or 5 draws, and on those draws, I'm blowing out the nose. But yeah, going through the nose, the retrohale definitely pick up something different. I don't know what it is.
So yeah, that was my little piece of cigar history that I thought was interesting when I was just looking around the other night. I didn't realize that they dated back that far.
I had no idea.
You know, because typically when you think of cigars, you think of 1900s, maybe late 1800s from like let's talking to people, but
Yeah, I was going to say 1800. Like I said, back when people just beat the shit out of each other, the Vikings.
oh, I'm sure
All
that,
of our ancestors, I figured.
like I said,
cigars.
I don't know. I have to look that up and see like what time frame that was. But
There you go. There's your homework for next weekend.
surely the Vikings were smoking something. I mean,
They had to have been.
yeah, some kind of tobacco leaf or some kind of leaf had to have been partaken in
I'm
that
sure.
time frame. But
I mean, you look at the Native Americans, they had the peace pipe. Yeah, so, I mean, they've been smoking something for a long time.
yeah, well, I mean,
And I think it probably stems from all cultures, not just specific,
I
not just Native, because you got, yeah, I mean,
I personally think that the nostalgia with tobacco products being bad, more say, I think, has come around with the cigarettes, just
Yeah.
because of how much chemicals they put in it.
Yep.
Whereas when you're smoking a premium hand rolled cigar, you're not getting chemicals. You're smoking
you're smoking the tobacco.
the tobacco.
Yeah.
Unless if you're smoking something that's infused, you're not getting anything added into that product.
Right.
Because it's literally tobacco leaves rolled with tobacco leaves, and then they use a special kind of vegetable type of oil to glue everything together.
Right.
So it's all 100% natural tobacco, which, how is that no different than taking grapes and making wine out of them? If Jesus partook in drinking wine, that can't be any worse than smoking tobacco leaves. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know too much on the Bible, but I'm pretty sure that it says something about using everything that he's given us on the earth
Yeah, I don't know.
to
I can't
is
say
to be
you're right.
used.
I can't say you're right or wrong. I've had homemade wine. Yeah, no, never again. I don't need it, don't want it. I think I was sick for 2 days. It was nasty.
And then here we go. I got another one that popped up today. I'm kind of surprised that the story hasn't been more out there. I guess because I don't know. I would have thought it would have been bigger news personally, depending upon what camp you're in. Conspiracy theory wise, I'm not going to go into that, but January 17th, NASA's going to be launching the Artemis 2 rocket with 4 astronauts in it for a 4-day mission to the moon and back, but ahead of their Artemis 3 launch, which will actually land people on the moon.
I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, that's why neither have I. And then it popped up, and I had heard something somewhere. Somebody talked about the moon and whatever, but I brushed it off, and then all of a sudden I saw this story that
I didn't hear anything about the moon. I've heard Elon talking about wanting to go to Mars, but never heard anything about the moon.
January 17th they're going to be sending the 322-foot tall Artemis 2 with the Orion capsule off of the launch pad, 39B, with a 4-man crew to orbit the moon and back. And I believe it said,
They're launching out of Florida?
or it's going to be a 10-day flyby mission to the moon with 4 astronauts to test and validate everything works before landing on the moon with Artemis 3.
That's a good idea. You don't want to go to the moon and not be able to get home.
Yeah. I guess it's to test their theories of if they can...
I mean, if you can fly around it, I guess in theory you could land on it.
I guess they'll be
testing
their modern theories. If the modern technology can do what, if you're not a conspiracy theory, that we did in the 60s.
There's a lot of people out there that wonder how the fuck we got on the moon in a glorified toaster. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. I have no idea.
Yeah, I wasn't there either, but
it's crazy. This.
But I mean,
I don't know if you've read though, because I know you're into the whole NASA thing and all that. I think she's 23-ish, 24, something like that. 25 maybe. I don't know. She's supposed to be the restart in 3, 2, 1. She is set. She's in training now. She is set to be the first person to go to Mars and create not habitat, but
the colony,
a living
the one-way mission.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna send one woman up there.
Well, I know they handpicked like 10 people for those missions.
Now, from what I understand, she's going by herself.
But I know they have like 10 people lined up for the total Mars missions.
I guess they're going up after she gets everything or what she can build. If she doesn't die right off the bat. I guess
maybe they're just going to send one person and see if, because if I remember correctly, they said that they were going to start sending stuff and landing it. And then they would send somebody there who would then go out and set up the base camp with everything that was already there.
So they're going to send stuff up.
Yeah, they're gonna send several missions with payloads and land them around their designated areas, and then they'll have the astronauts when they get there assemble the base camp.
I hope they're good enough to land everything where it's supposed to be. I'd hate to show up there going, where the hell's my crate of hammers and nails and whatever? What? You said they're 550 clicks that way? That would suck.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't like that up close.
I'm just trying to alternate it.
But yeah, that's just, I don't know. That's crazy. I'd never do it.
So here's my question. Nothing's ever been mentioned from the Apollo missions. So on the next missions to the moon, is there going to be an astronaut who sneaks a cigar and becomes the first person to smoke a cigar on the moon?
How you going to smoke it on the moon? You got a helmet on.
You stick it inside your face mask. I don't know. And get you an electric igniter. I mean, from what I understand, they're supposed to be doing like a base camp there too. So, like whenever they do land there, they'll have like a habitat that they'll live in that they can move around on. Uh-oh. I got a lighter right there.
Like I said, it's easily lit.
So yeah, I thought that one was interesting. Haven't heard too much about that, but we do see how that one goes if it actually launches on cue or not. It's currently making its trip to the launch pad right now.
That's what, Sunday? Today's the 14th. 17th. Yeah, it'll be Sunday.
So we'll see if they pull it off or not. Be interesting.
Yeah, it'd definitely be interesting.
Let's see. I guess in other news, of course, firearms related. I did bring out. You're gonna notice over here on the table. Let me switch camera. So we have SHOT Show coming up, aka
SHOT Show 26,
aka Shit Show, depending upon who you talk to,
what you're looking for, what you're looking at, what they drop.
Yeah, they the organizers they haven't been making the greatest comments the last few years for gun rights, so they've been kind of ran through the ringer and kind of lost a lot of support. But regardless, it's still the big industry show where people show up and kind of broadcast what their plans are for the new year and new firearms and all that stuff. I haven't seen. I've been looking around. There is still a lot of speculations of. I mean, you can guarantee there's going to be a lot of new rifles and stuff like that. But I think the big market this year, me personally, if I had to take a guess, is going to deal with what I decided to pull out for this video here. Going to be, I think, anything and everything SBR and suppressor related, strictly because of the whole January 1st transition to $0 tax stamps. So I think you're going to see a lot of companies jumping into the suppressor world and SBR world because it's going to be a lot easier and a lot higher demand for people to buy these products. So, which is a good thing, I think, in the long run, because it's going to, I think, have the opportunity to definitely help the market, because right now a lot of your suppressors and stuff on the market are kind of higher dollar.
Right.
And so I think if you get a lot more companies now deciding to try to jump on the wagon because people don't have to invest that $200 tax stamp anymore, that maybe we'll start seeing a lot more budget-friendly stuff coming out. I mean, at the end of the day, a suppressor is a suppressor. It doesn't take a lot of technology to design one. I mean, they've been around long enough. Basically, every company now is just redesigning the wheel.
Yep.
They're figuring out what little change that they can do to either make it run cooler, make it 3 decibels quieter, whatever it may be, and then they justify that with, you know, a 4-figure price tag.
Right.
You know, and so I think if we get more people and companies getting into the market, it's going to kind of force some of those companies, I think, to reevaluate their pricing, because if other companies can come in and give you an option for a product that's half the price or a third of the price, it's going to change the market. But it's also going to make it a little more difficult right now for people to get stuff, because everybody's buying everything right now. Everybody's buying so many suppressors right now that the backlogs are going to be, everything's going to be on back order. If not already, going to be on back order real soon, because they just not going to be able to keep up with it. But right. I do think SHOT Show is probably going to be heavily geared towards those two markets, the SBRs and the suppressors. And I do think probably the next thing in line is going to be optics-wise. I have seen a lot of new pistol optics coming out, and that's mainly driven by, unfortunately, the Chinese market. But there is a lot of good, nowadays, there's a lot of good Chinese optics out there that come in at a budget-friendly price point that are getting the job done. I mean, I personally have affiliate links with, like, Sealy, and they are 100% a Chinese optic company, but their optics have been great for me. I've beat them up, put them in water, drowned them, and I've had no problems with them. And then the one time I did have problem with one, it was because some oil or something, when I was dunked it in the water from the gun, overflowed and some CLP got into the light. And they had me a replacement sent within 3-4 days, I think, something like that. So, but I know, like, Olight, they've now introduced a fully sealed pistol optic. I mean, or I think we're going to see that market kind of exploding too. I really don't know much about other kind of optics. I mean, like I said, it's the wheel. Like, how many times can you reinvent the wheel when it comes to to like rifle optics. That I don't know.
Right.
But I know companies like Vortex and Primary Arms. They're always working on the next rifle optic or whatever to fill out the portfolio.
So far, when I looked into SHOT Show, when was it? I think it was before I left for Fort Worth yesterday, because yesterday I couldn't look up anything after 12:30 Central Time.
Yeah, because of due to the Verizon outage.
Yeah, I have Verizon, so at 12:30, literally on the dot, my shit shut down. So I couldn't use my phone for anything. I mean, I had to locate somebody with a damn walkie-talkie thing to get a hold of the scale house so I get scaled out.
What's crazy is the outage, like, it didn't only affect my cell phone service, it also affected my Wi-Fi calling. I couldn't even call off of Wi-Fi.
When I see...
And I'm still having problems making Wi-Fi calls.
When I got to the Loves that I stopped at, I ended up connecting to their Wi-Fi, and then me and Michelle were able to message back and forth over Messenger.
Yeah, I could message.
Through that. We tried the whole calling thing, and it kept dropping.
I could send text messages and Messenger messages, and I could do FaceTime.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything.
But for actual like Wi-Fi calling, wouldn't even work. Like, even though I was connected to my home Wi-Fi, I couldn't. Right. Whenever my phone went in SOS mode, I couldn't even make a phone call on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it was...
So whatever crashed...
It was like the damn 80s all over again.
Whatever crashed, it took down, like, the phone numbers themselves.
Yeah, everything. I mean, it was insane. So before all that went down, I looked into what SHOT Show was all about for this year. And SHOT Show 2026 will be running January 20th through the 23rd in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada.
I.e., I think it's Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday, something like that.
Give me 1 second. What did I just say? 20th through 23rd?
That's what?
Tuesday through Friday.
Tuesday through Friday. I mean, it's still on my list to one day be able to attend and do. But I haven't gotten big enough.
Maybe one of these days.
I haven't gotten big enough that I've had a company that's offered to let me tag along with one of their passes. And
or maybe one of these days we'll be able to do a live show. Never know. Yeah, so the key exhibitors that they've got listed or have announced right now is Polo Sun for their optics, Spear Ammunition for their ammo, Laser Ammo for their training tools, Glock, new handguns.
Yeah, Glock's gonna be.
I'm not a fan of Glock anyway, but
they're most of these people there every year. Glock, of course, will be showcasing their Gen 6 that they just came out with.
You're correct. Stop getting ahead of me. PSA with their pistol caliber carbines. Basically what you were just talking about. Streamlight for their professional lighting tools. And I think Streamlight is their lighting tools. I think it's got a lot to do with military and law enforcement, stuff like that.
Yeah, I got a Streamlight on my Jackal, 300 Jackal right here. But they do everything from EDC lights to full-size work lights.
Right.
To offhand lights, weapon lights. They cover just about every market.
So the key product areas, like you said, the Glock Gen 6. I guess it's supposed to have an integrated thumb rest, RTF6 grip texture.
Yeah, a bunch of superficial changes.
Yeah, deep optic cuts, better
I think the
sight.
biggest change with the Glock Gen 6 is they changed the ergonomics of it a little bit so it fits different in your hand. And now
Where it doesn't feel like a 2x4 sitting in your hand.
every Glock comes optic cut. You know, previous generations you had to buy, you either bought a regular Glock or you bought one that had an MOS cut. Now they're all going to be optic cut from the factory. But the problem is, I think they're kind of pushing it, because what the changes they're making, they've pushed the price point up by almost $200 now. You could go buy a Gen 5 Glock for $550, $600, and now a Gen 6 is going to set you back, I want to say $750, something like that. So, I mean, you're definitely talking about, you're getting up into like a whole different category of handguns.
Right.
And in the end of the day, it's still a Glock. Like, what are you really getting for that money versus another $800 gun at that price point, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but, some people, they like that name.
Oh, it's definitely
I-
got a huge following for their name.
I mean, me, I'll stick with my PSA stuff and my SIG. I like my SIG. If it wasn't so damn heavy, I'd probably carry it everywhere.
The 226.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's a solid steel gun.
it is. I like it. I don't know. I like the way it shoots. But so yeah, for optics and sights, Sun's going to show new red dots, magnifiers, and lasers. Spear is supposed to launch new Lawman training loads and Spear impact component bullets.
I haven't heard. That's one of the. That's a name I haven't heard yet. I have to look into them.
Who, Spear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
I do know that ammo prices are probably slowly going to start going up and skyrocketing here soon, just because a lot of the powder companies have signed contracts for military ammo, and so they're cutting back supply to private markets.
Great.
So I know that was a big thing with AAC ammo. They've basically shut down production of AAC ammo because they are in the process of basically working with new companies to tool up in-house powders that aren't going to be controlled by companies that can also get government contracts and get yanked out from under them. And same thing we kind of dealt, kind of like in the Big C back in 2020, 2021, when everybody started running out of primers because everybody was reloading and you just couldn't find primers. Well, now we're going to the powder side. Now nobody's going to be able to find powders because they're signing contracts with governments to fulfill war contracts. But there's more money in it for them that way.
Right.
It's a guaranteed.
I was going to say it's a guaranteed paycheck.
Guaranteed sale,
Yeah, one of the highlights for PSA is the Jackal with an ambidextrous side charging handle and captured buffer system.
I think the thing is with PSA, like I said, I've worked extensively with PSA because they've been my main channel support for years, and so I've been following what's been going on with them. And like last year at SHOT Show, they're coming back to SHOT Show with a lot of their concepts that they had concepts for last year, because last year the Jackal 9 was a SHOT Show product they took that one to the market, and I want to say there was like a few Sabres in the Sabre line, and that they've now brought to market. But for the most part, and they didn't do a whole lot of releasing because they're still working on the tooling for stuff.
Right.
But I know this year, supposedly from the videos I've seen, their 2011 that they've been working on, they started last year for SHOT Show. They're going to have it again this year. That one is, from what I understand, they've just about gotten all the tooling up and running. And last I heard, they're looking for a late Q1 release of their double stack 1911. And I know they're also going to be pushing the Jackal 2.0 quite a bit, because I think they're trying to get that one up and going and out the door this year. Which ironically, so the FN Scar canceled the traditional Scar in 25, ended production of it. Well, now it looks like for SHOT Show they're dropping the new Scar. And the funny thing is, the new Scar looks really similar to the Jackal now.
Oh,
like,
really?
everybody made fun of the Jackal for being like a Scar knockoff.
Right.
But now, like, the new Scar looks really similar to PSA's Jackal 2.0 pre-production model that they had last year, that FN is now making for their new Scar. The big thing with that one, they finally went with a non-reciprocating charging handle on it, which that was a lot of people that I've ever talked to, that was like one of their big drawbacks with the Scar, was that reciprocating charging handle on the original Scar. And so they looks like they've dropped that. So now it's going to be like the Jackal, where it's non-reciprocating. But I wanted to throw that out there for PSA stuff. Like,
Right.
I know they're going to be coming with. You're going to see a lot of the same stuff that you saw last year again this year. How much of that stuff this year is going to make it to production, we don't know. Hopefully more than 2 or 3 will make it this year. But it's just they've been dealing with a lot of setbacks and setting up tooling, because they're trying to make as much of it as they can in-house. So they have to get all their tooling and stuff designed and ready to produce it in-house, because they don't want to be reliant of outside sources.
Makes sense. Laser ammo. They're going to be debuting their Sure Strike mag platforms for non-racking dry fire practice. No idea. I might have to look into that.
That's starting to become a pretty big market, the dry firing laser technology.
That's like when we went to the Knife and Gun show, I think it was 2 years ago. I can't remember. Caleb was home. I don't remember if it was before he went to the Army or not. But they had a laser training company there that's here in Conroe somewhere. Or over in Conroe. We're not in Conroe. Over in Conroe. They do some kind of, it's a laser, indoor laser.
Oh, so that place, yeah. Actually, we looked into that for Caden's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually shut down their location.
Oh, did they?
And now they are strictly a drive to you in a trailer.
Huh. It cuts down on expenses.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure it's probably more profitable for them to do a mobile than to have people come to a location when they're with their dry fire range.
They're expecting new micro compact pistols, like the Springfield Hellcat Pro. They're focusing on concealability. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. Concealability. So.
Yeah, the the micro pistols have definitely in the last few years really taken off. I think we can thank SIG for that with the 365. Ever since that, like everybody's jumped on the micro platforms. Glock had the 43 and the 48, but they weren't as big until SIG jumped into the market. And then once SIG jumped in, then everybody kind of jumped on that bandwagon and started making those micro platforms.
Like mine.
It definitely makes it, especially
It's light.
especially now because you're with the Glocks, you were always limited to 10 rounds.
Right.
They never pushed them more than 10 rounds. And SIG came out and kind of broke the market when you could get the same size pistol, but you had 15+1. And now everybody's now offering basically the same thing, a compact gun with full-size capacity magazines, essentially, that the poor people in, like, California can never own.
And as far as overall trends, optic-ready platforms, major shift towards firearms designed to accept optics easily. I guess they're working to make firearms easier to mount optics on.
Yeah, because it's...
I mean,
optics have
all
taken...
the ones I have on, they weren't really difficult. Unless you bought the wrong optic for the gun, which I have done.
I think the biggest thing is, like, pistol optics have come a long way, and now it's gotten to where, like, everybody is running optics on their concealed carries now. It used to not be as big of a thing. But now it's pretty popular for optics to be on your concealed carries now.
And as far as SHOT Show, that's all I have. Again, SHOT Show 2026, running January 20th through the 23rd in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, so I'll do my best this week to kind of keep an eye on SHOT Show news. Of course, you know.
And I'll do the same. Maybe.
I mean, I don't.
Couple days in or something, we can get some information on how it's going, what they're actually
day one normally
dropping, and
normally Monday, like as like a kind of like a press day type of thing, and you start seeing people get their hands on stuff early, and then Tuesday, day one, everything is going to be saturated with everybody and their dog walking around there with a camera, going to their favorite booths and showing their products.
That just means by the time we show up Saturday, we'll have all the information.
Well, we'll have a bunch of information, and anybody who tunes in and watches,
right?
If you're into the firearms market, you're probably going to hear about 99% of what we would talk about because you're going to already see it.
Because it's going to be all over YouTube and everything else.
But for those who don't maybe follow it so much, I'll try to come up with some highlights of like the big things that came out for sure. We're at a good point in the show before we go on to an interesting story that popped up. We'll talk about the cigars real quick. So have you liked that last call?
It was pretty good. I mean, it was smooth all the way through. Had the cake started once. But, I mean, like I said, it's an easily lit cigar. You don't have to fight for it, to get lit. Didn't have to fight it to stay lit. It's, like I said, for a dark wrap, it was pretty smooth smoke. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about it right now.
And just for reference, you can see how much slower a big cigar does smoke. He's all the way down to a nub over there, and I'm just now coming into the second third over here.
Yeah, he asked me what kind I wanted to smoke, and I was like, I don't know, something short. Short, small. Didn't figure we'd go much farther past what we're doing now, so.
I didn't know.
I didn't want a 2-hour smoke.
I didn't know what to expect from this one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not bad. It's not horrible or anything, but
Not the greatest.
flavor profile, it's kind of, to me, kind of lacking so far. I don't know if maybe that's going to change when I get a little bit into the second third or the last third, but
I'll let you fill me in later on.
But it's
how
definitely,
that turns out.
it's been more of a kind of like a
Have you had to relight or anything?
once
Once.
or twice. I think I had to
It
touch it
seems
up.
to be burning evenly, and
It's burning pretty even, but to me, it's kind of lacking something. I can't put my hand on it, but it's lacking something.
right.
As of right now, I don't know if I would buy another one of these personally, but we'll see. I've had several cigars where they completely changed in the second and last third. Like, to me, the My Father Blue really comes alive in that second to last third. It just really changes, and that's when it really becomes good to me.
Right.
And everybody's different, but some people might like the first third of that one and not like this. Like, Cowboy doesn't really like the last third of most cigars.
Right.
But to me, like, the last third can be like really good, or it can be really bad.
Yeah, that one was pretty consistent throughout. I mean, it same flavor, same everything. I mean, like I said, it was pretty consistent.
And I hope everybody's enjoying my trying to switch camera views for you for this episode. So, but yeah, so I'll keep on smoking. Of course, he's done with his last call, so
Yeah.
he's not gonna have too much more input on that one. But I
That's
still
about
got
it
a little
for
bit of mine left. So as he's telling this story, he started to tell me about it, and when we started talking about it, I was like, wait a minute,
You
but-
started laughing your ass off, and
we need to save this one for the podcast. Don't tell me anymore. Let me hear the rest of the story on the podcast. So we're gonna jump into this one. Basically, he comes up to me and says, "So, yeah, I bought a double barrel shotgun today."
yeah, I ended up buying a double barrel shotgun today, and from my boy who bought the wrong one. He went in to buy a 12 gauge double barrel shotgun, but came out with a 20 gauge double barrel shotgun. Not only did he buy the 20 gauge double barrel shotgun, wanting the 12, he bought ammo for the 20 gauge. Don't know how this happened, but I get a text. Basically says, hypothetically, let's say I have a firearm that you've never shot.
And at this point, he's never shot too.
And he goes, and I'm selling, or I have for sale. Would you be interested? Like, hell, I don't know. You have to tell me what you have. And he's like, okay, I have, 20 gauge double barrel shotgun. I'll even throw in a box of ammo. Well, if I buy the gun, you're not going to have the gun to shoot the ammo in because you're wanting something different. And I was like, so how did you end up buying 20 gauge when you wanted the 12? And he was, it was so stupid. He was like, I thought I was buying a 12.
See, I'll be able to get the other half of this story this weekend.
Yeah, when you talk to him, I'm sure it's going to be totally different.
Because
I have it in a text message.
Because we're going to the farm with him, so I'll be able to look at him and go, and how the hell did you go in for a 12 gauge and walk out with a 20 gauge?
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand. But so I told him, I was like, you need to send me a picture of it so I can see what you're talking about. And he's like, well, and I was like, why do you want to sell it? You wanted a double barrel, you got a double barrel. 12 gauge, 20 gauge, it doesn't matter. It's a double barrel. And he's like, yeah, but I want the 12. Okay, whatever. I was like, you know what? Send me a picture of it. Let me look at it. I'll make up my mind then. I said, but you need to call your mom and see if she's okay with it. Because I just bought a 45 last week. And he calls me back. Not even 5 minutes later, he's like, "Mom says it's okay. She's fine with it." I was like, "How the hell did you get her to agree with it that fast?" She doesn't agree when I say, "Hey, I want this." It's a long conversation. He looks at me and goes, "Well, you got to remember, I'm the favorite. And I am kind of a weasel." It's like, "Okay, I would definitely give you the weasel part." I said, "But the favorite, I don't know."
It was probably one of those things where he was like, "Look, Mom, you really need to let Dad buy this because I need to get what I want, and I didn't get what I wanted because I screwed up.
Yeah,
and
so
I can't go get what I want without him buying this."
Yep, he needs to buy this one so that I can then turn around and go buy the one I was supposed to be buying to begin with. And so, of course, I get a text, I don't know, 20 minutes later from Michelle. And she's like, "Happy early Valentine's Day." I was like, "Well, that's great. Now I got to get you something." She was like, "Well, I got a puppy." I was like, "Yeah, but I got a 45 last week. I should have stopped at the puppy. I'd have been in the clear." And I was like, "Yeah, but I got a 45. She goes, "Well, I'll think of something." I knew right then I was fucked. I knew it. Like, "I'll think of something." No, she hasn't texted me back. Nope, she's still thinking. So I'm screwed. That's all I can say. Thanks, son.
Yeah, so
I'm definitely
basically,
screwed.
what we've learned is the next time you want something,
Go through Caleb.
go through Caleb. Have him decide you want it and call Mom and say, "Hey, Mom, he really needs to buy this."
I guess I really need to pay attention to SHOT Show then, see if they put anything out that is worth having. Then I call him and say, "Hey, I saw this. Saw that so-and-so or whatever company dropped this through
I know.
SHOT Show. I may need one."
I know. Last
Tell
weekend,
your mom you accidentally bought the wrong one and you need the other one.
I know. Last weekend when we went to the
Gun show.
the high caliber gun show at the airport, that I noticed he was hot to trot over the double barrels.
100%.
He kept lingering over towards them.
I mean, the one that was on the rack, he walked by that one, had to have been 6 times. And every time, almost bought that. Like, dude, wife's going to have a cow.
Oddly enough, the draw just got really tight on this one. I'm going to have to pull out my poker and see if I can lighten it up.
Stick it in. Oh, yeah.
Hey, now.
I'm telling you. See, where's Cowboy at with the comedy?
All right.
Damn it, Kevin.
That help with the draw. Yeah, he's not even watching because he hasn't even chimed in.
He said he had shit to do.
I don't know.
I mean,
he could have at least put it on.
It just feels weird. Yeah. Put it on, at least listen to it. When he talks to us next, he's like, "Man, y'all sucked without me."
Right. It's been a slow night. I don't know that we've had too many viewers.
Probably not.
Yeah, we've been averaging one viewer on each platform.
They're probably coming over going, "What the hell is this?"
It was kind of what I expected, but yeah, so
Not our usual day.
not the usual day, but like I said, we wanted to definitely try to.
Not the usual time.
Wanted to try to bring
Down a person.
Wanted to try to bring at least something to the show.
Yeah.
Just so that way we stay up in the algorithm.
And that's what I told you earlier when you asked if we wanted to do one tonight. Yeah, I don't want to skip a week. That puts us
because I woke
2
up
weeks from
got woken up this morning to Cowboy saying that he didn't think he was going to make it to the podcast, and it was at that time it was going to be just me and him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if he isn't making it, I sure as hell ain't going to make a podcast because what am I going to talk about all by myself?
Right.
These people are going to tune off real quick. And
What? We just got the one guy? What the hell is up with that?
and so
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going to make it back from Fort Worth or not.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I don't know. I guess this is not going to happen this week. And we had to run to town, and I looked at the 360, and I could see that you were on your way back from Dallas. I was like, well, he might actually be home. So let me just shoot him a message and see if he wants to knock out a quickie. And
Not that kind of quickie.
turns out it really wasn't a quickie. I mean, we're going on an hour and 15 minutes, but
Are we really?
yeah,
Oh, damn.
something like
We
that.
sure are.
Yeah, an hour and 13.
Hour and 13. Look at that. Look at that, Kevin. Hour and 13. No comedy whatsoever.
Yeah, we're not going to get our typical comedy hour in this one for
No.
sure.
Definitely have no shorts to take out.
No,
Unless you make a short with my fat ass laying across on the opening. But about the only funny thing is watching me try to get up.
yeah. About the only note that I can really pull out of this thing is pepper.
I can pull out formaldehyde.
I don't-
bleach.
I definitely don't know. I don't think I'd be
Definitely not feeling that one, huh?
not feeling this one for a future
I
purchase.
like this one. I'd smoke another one of these. What'd you say it was? Last call?
Yeah, last call.
Yeah,
They're getting easier. They're getting easier to find.
that was
now.
that was a decent one.
They've been kind of sparse here the last year or so because of the factory fire, but I guess they were able to get the factories back up and going and producing them again, so they're starting to show back up places. But still, some places, like I can't get that one locally still. If I go, like I was in Cigar International 2 weeks ago,
Right.
I think. And I asked them if because I noticed up in their variety packs that they had a variety pack that had a last call in it. And so I went and asked the guy, I was like, I see you got the last call in here. Do y'all have some singles for sale? And he said, no, we only have them in those, and we still can't get our hands on them enough to put them out for sale. So
Oh, wow.
they're still having problems sourcing them, I guess.
They're going to become as scarce as the Cuban.
Like I said, they're coming back around now. Definitely are hitting the. Like I said, when I saw them on the cigar bid, that's why I put in a bid for them, because I was like, it's hard to get them, and if I can get them at this price,
Right.
I'm gonna get like 8 of them, and I was able to get 8 for like $24 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
With shipping, it was like 32, but yeah. So I guess we've kind of hit on
everything I had.
Yeah, hit on everything. I definitely don't think I'm going to get that one again. I don't even know if I'm going to finish that. Like I said, it wasn't
If that was that bad, I wouldn't even let the donkey
well,
eat it.
it's not that it was bad. It's
It
just,
just wasn't to your liking.
it just didn't kind of lacking the flavor.
It didn't fulfill your cigar need.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
I think it's probably the first one I've seen you smoke that you were that disappointed in.
I've been waiting for this day.
It's
I
here,
knew eventually.
because you're not even halfway. Well, you're about half.
I knew
well,
eventually.
about halfway.
I knew eventually one day I'd get a hold of one that I'd eventually be like this. So this is one of those that I see people talk about where they say they just didn't like it,
Yeah.
or it was nasty or whatever. For me, it
Right.
wasn't nasty.
And
It was
Cowboys had that one. He's hit that one with was it the one he had?
what
Was it
one was
last
that?
weekend? It was weekend before last, I think, maybe.
I don't remember which one.
I
it
remember he
was.
sat it down and he was like, "Fuck that! I ain't smoking that. I ain't gonna finish it." I can't remember which one it was though. I'll tell you which one I'm excited to pull out because I smoked the acid, one of the acids. I can't remember which one it was.
Which one did you? Because I picked up Cowboy. When I got this one, I picked him up the acid. Started with a K.
The band's in here. I'll have to look through it and see which one. I can't remember. I only bought 2.
It was
not knowing how they were going to be.
I got it because it said it was their most aromatic and best-selling cigar.
Right.
And I'll tell you right off the bat, he lit that thing up, and that one was 100% what the guy at Cigar International said.
Oh, really?
It was straight potpourri.
Really?
It smelled like straight potpourri.
Because that night I smoked that one, whatever one it was I had. Kevin liked the smell of it. I liked the smell of it before I even lit it. And when I lit it, the cap was sweet. It was a good overall good smoke. And I cannot for the life of me remember which one I smoked. I've got one more at the house. It's a different acid. There were several of them.
Yeah, that one that he smoked, it was definitely the the potpourri one for sure. It'd have been the one that if you smoked it inside, the wife probably wouldn't have mind because
I hope it's not the one.
It had
put the band in here.
Yeah, the band should be in there. It's a blue band that I forget what. I might have a picture of it still.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, that was it.
It's the acid. The acid.
That's the one that we had. He smoked that one on Monday when we watched the live show.
Yeah, that looks like it.
It was.
It smells like potpourri. I don't think I would have liked that one.
Cuba something. It had a little black band underneath it that had the name.
Oh, okay.
Let me see the band on it. Yeah, that's just the top part.
Did you put the other part?
Yeah, he put it in there. It's going to be a little tiny one.
I was going to say, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Oh, here's the one I did.
And for everybody wondering, if you're watching on video, he's digging through our band box. We're going to slowly get that thing filled up, and then I'm going to end up making like a tabletop with all the bands to throw out here.
See, that sucks. They must do them all that way.
Oh, yours.
That one's just the gold.
Yeah, probably.
I guess it had the black band under it, and I don't remember what the hell that looked like. I mean, if y'all want to stick around, watch me look through this thing, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. I don't give a shit.
Do me a favor, if you've hung out all the way to this point in the video,
without being bored,
give it a thumbs up on whatever platform you're watching it on, via Rumble, YouTube, whatever it may be. Hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment down below. That'll all help us get into the algorithm a little bit better. I'm still...
Is it this one?
Yep, that was it. That was what he smoked.
The Cuba Maduro?
Yeah.
Not Maduro. Maduro? I wonder what mine was.
I'm still fighting Rumble. I don't know why. Maybe if we have a viewer that has some Rumble experience. I set up the channel. I've got our videos up, but you cannot search us. When you type us in the search bar, we don't come up. When you type in our video titles, no videos come up. I don't know why. And I have sent like 6 or 7 emails to Rumble, and I've yet to get a response from them on helping out on why my channel can't be found on their platform.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
the only people
on Rumble I've not subscribed, but I follow, and even myself going into the search bar and looking for us, can't find us.
Yeah, the only I'm assuming the only way the people who are watching us on Rumble are finding us is because we pop up in a live stream.
Yeah, totally on accident.
Yeah. So if you happen to know the ins and outs of Rumble, feel free to help me out and comment and tell me what I might be able to do to fix this problem. YouTube is no problem. You can find us on YouTube real simple. You just look up Gars N Arms and we're right there.
You can find us on Twitch.
Yeah, we're all over
Twitch, YouTube.
Twitch. We got 2 viewers on Twitch right now. 2 viewers, and still 1 on Rumble. So that one Rumble viewer, I don't know. It might be me because it's just open. Who knows? But
yeah, I must not have put the small band off of that one, off of mine in here. But I'll have to text you when I get home. And
I was talking to Cowboy, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think if I started bringing out my cigar boxes, all my cigar boxes, and I started mounting them up on the wall?"
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because I go into the Cigar International, and they just have like a giant grab box bin of all the empty boxes and stuff that you can take however many you want for free. So I tend to grab ones of the ones that I like. But yeah, I have a pretty decent stack. I could start like filling up space on the wall with.
I've only got like 3 or 4, and I told Michelle, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to put some shelving up here by my cowboy hats, and
well, that's kind
of course my Batman and Joker stuff, and then at the very end of the wall, I've got my what do I have? Chloe and Dylan got it for me. Declaration of Independence versus it's Constitution. Got it hanging on that end, so yeah, I'm gonna have to. I gotta figure out some shelving. So
that's kind of how it is right now. I got like all of them up above my computer, but I think they would look better out here on the wall. It'd make more sense out here at least.
I think it'd look cool.
That way, the only thing I have inside is my humidor. I'm not gonna put my humidor out here because it's. I don't leave the AC and all that stuff running. So I'm not at summertime. I have the AC on like 80 in here just to keep it climate controlled when I'm not in here. But I am not running a heater in here and heating this place whenever I'm not using
it. Southeast Texas, this weather's Mother Nature's bipolar as hell.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow. So tomorrow,
supposed to be like
the 70, and then Saturday, supposed to be the highs like 50. And then I think Sunday we're supposed to be like in the 20s.
Well, it's like I woke up in Alma, Texas, which is about 2.5 hours north of here. Woke up this morning at 5 and it was 35 degrees outside. Get back down here and it was 60.
Yeah, and of course,
crazy.
I've got my little space heaters right now in the house because without fail, your ACs in your house always have a problem either on the hottest days of the year or the coldest. And
are you having an issue with your central?
Yeah, my blower motor won't run for more than 2 minutes and then it turns off.
Oh, the same problem it had.
Yeah, so I don't know if I got a transformer going out in the box or if it's a fan motor problem or what. It's got an error code number 1 on there, which is, from what I can gather looking up, it's just saying that there's an issue. So I'm gonna have to.
I'm not an AC guy.
I'm gonna have to.
One on TV.
I'm gonna have to have an AC guy come out and see if it's because I mean I can buy a transformer or whatever, but then I'm just throwing money at parts that I don't know are wrong. When it comes to cars, I have more of a generalized idea of what could be the problem.
Right.
But when it comes to home ACs, I'm not just gonna start throwing out money and messing with 240 volts.
Yeah.
Because I've been hit by 240 twice. I don't plan on getting hit a third time. So I'm not gonna mess around.
Third time may hurt you.
Well, the first two times they were pretty good little rides, but and that was just my finger. That was just the finger slipped off and bridged it. But yeah, so I'm gonna probably wait till we get back and the temperatures get a little bit like the next Monday or Tuesday when the temperatures come back a little more stable. So I don't have to pay that emergency fee for somebody to come out and look at it. So luckily we're going out of town this weekend, so I'm not have to worry about trying to keep the house warm off of these little heaters, because every once in a while I can get it to run for 15, 20 minutes, but then it just stops.
Crazy.
So I'm not worried about it. I'll just worry about it when we get back, but I'm definitely not going to heat this place up all the time, so that's why I don't keep my humidor in here, but I like the humidor in the house where it's more consistent, even though it's a thermoelectric one, but yeah. So we'll keep our eyes open and ears open for what's going down the pipeline this coming week in the firearms world and figure out what cigar I want to smoke next week that'll definitely be better than this one.
So if I'm not mistaken, the acid I have in my humidor right now, if I were to smoke it next weekend, will have been in my humidor close to a month. Did I let it go longer?
No, I mean, it really depends upon who you talk to. A lot of people smoke it right off the truck. Like, they go to the store, they buy one, they smoke it.
That's what I did with the last one, and it was pretty good.
Sometimes they let things... They'll let them acclimate for 2 weeks before they smoke it.
Right.
But really, when it comes to, like, resting a cigar, I don't really think you're going to get any kind of big noticeable difference unless if you're resting it like 6-8 months or a year. And so it's kind of, I think it's already in that sweet spot unless if you're just going to let it sit for a long time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Anytime I've ever smoked a cigar, I bought it and smoked it. I've never knew anything about the whole resting and...
Yeah, this one rested in the humidor for... I bought it Monday, and it's Thursday, so it's sitting there for...
days.
3.5 days, so...
And God only knows how long they sit in the humidors at the shops.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, if you're buying stuff from places that have a decent humidor,
right?
Like, you can walk in and you can see what their humidity and temperature set. They have a gauge showing you, and for the most part, everywhere I buy, they're pretty consistent around the 70. So when I'm getting it, if it's going in mine, it's just going to dry out just a little bit to my liking to around the 65% range.
Right.
So it's not like it's going from like
I didn't have my
75 down to 60 or 5 or 60.
I didn't have my humidity reader or anything tonight.
But
I was totally unprepared.
I like the 65%. That seems to be my sweet spot. So
I think your last
within 2 to 3 days, it acclimates to that humidity level.
Yeah, the one I smoked last weekend, it was at 61 or 62. I want to say yours was right at 65, and Cowboys was right at 65.
This one burned out again. I've gotten down to this point in it, and it keeps burning out.
It's just a sign.
I'll give it one more light and enjoy this probably after the show's over. But yeah, it's not going to be on my list of purchases again. I mean, maybe I'll give it one more shot. I'll go pick up one more at another time and try it, because I don't ever want to be that person that judges a cigar off of one particular
Now, didn't you say
smoke.
there were a couple different makers that do the
Yeah,
barber
I've seen
pole?
a few different barber poles.
Maybe try a different barber pole. Just to see if it's
This
any
is
better.
definitely probably the cheapest barber pole that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Rocky Patel, I believe. If I think I said that, but yeah, the other ones are more expensive. I think they're up around the $15 to $20 price range. This was like a $9 something.
It didn't take much to relight it. Got good
But
fire on it.
the draw is super tight again. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
like, I gotta really.
That's crazy. That one, like I said, it was consistent all the way through.
Like, it's got a good cherry, but it's not producing very much. Kind of disappointed, for sure. But I'll probably give it one more shot or go with a different barber pole and see if I like one of those better. But I hope you enjoyed the episode today, and if you did watch and you smoked a cigar, put it down in the comments what you smoked, because I am always looking for different ideas to give a try. So, maybe you were smoking something I haven't had, and I'll put that on my list to go pick up. But other than that, I mean, I feel like we kind of touched on a lot of subjects for tonight's episode. So
I mean, I came in
for unscripted, kind of last minute, throw one together.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's what we're all about.
No
To begin
pre-planning.
with, I mean, we don't script anything. We don't write it.
Not even
I mean,
brainstorming.
we take some notes. When we first started, 8 episodes ago? You know, I think on the second episode, I called the podcast meeting and took down ideas and stuff, and I mean, it got us an idea, but
Yeah, for the most part, we take these.
we just don't want to be scripted.
No,
I listen to 13, 14 different podcasts. A lot of them are scripted. And for what they're doing, that's fine. Because they have all their facts, and all their facts are in a row, their timelines, what have you. That's fine. I get it.
I just don't want to be that person trying to read off of a bulletin board, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like singing karaoke, and you're reading the words. Well, no,
Yeah.
now you sound like you're reading. Sing the song. If you know the song, sing the song.
Yeah.
Don't read the song. But, yeah, it's kind of the same way here.
Yeah, I'll find things that sound interesting that I've seen through the week, and you'll find stuff, and then we don't tell each other what we're going to talk about.
No, it just comes out.
Yeah, it just kind of, we just start the show and go, look, I'm going to start off with something, and then you can bring up something, and
Cowboy
eventually
brings the comedy.
Yeah, and then he
He
feeds off of whatever we're talking about. So, you know, eventually one day I hope we hit that point where the comment section's blowing up with stuff, and
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
and then we come to the show with 5 different things that we thought would be good talking points, and we lead off with one, and then the show goes completely different. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. So, I hope y'all have a great weekend. If you happen to watch this before the weekend, or if you're watching this on a Saturday, I hope the rest of your weekend's good. And I'll say thanks for stopping by. And also, if you don't mind, go on the platforms, subscribe, follow, whichever it may be, comment, like, just to help bump us up. And if
Go
you
to our
got
shorts, watch our shorts, like all those.
yeah, I'm hopefully
that made us go to where we could actually do live on YouTube. So
yeah.
it definitely helps.
And so I got a little bit of work to do. I got to go pull off I got to create a bunch more shorts and start getting those posting. So, but can only do so much in the time frames we have. So everybody's busy and trying to work it out. But
Yep.
Thanks for stopping by, and I'll tell you, I'll see you on the next episode. If you got anything to say before we close out.
On behalf of Kyle, myself, Dale, and Cowboy, we'll catch you next week.
Peace out.